Good day, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101, and I have some really good news today. So, according to Forbes.com, by the way of the New York Times, Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell plans to release his stimulus package proposal as early as Monday. Now, there's still some negotiating going on between the Republicans and Democrats about how large the stimulus package is going to be. Now, the Republicans plan on proposing a $1 trillion package, while Democrats are still trying to push a $3 trillion package under the HEROES Act. Now, essentially, Republicans are basically trying to extend the CARES Act, the one that you actually start receiving your money in mid-April. Now, we understand that the CARES Act was passed on March 27, 2020 of this year, and then the payments didn't come out until mid-April. And there's some people I'm still hearing didn't receive their payments. So the plan is to make a CARES Act 2, and a continuation and extension of CARES Act 1 on the behalf of the Republicans. But the Democrats are proposing a HEROES Act where they're trying to do a $3 trillion package. Now, for the Republicans, no number or any sort of eligibility criteria has been released or announced. When it comes to the Democrats, they're still pushing $1,200 per person, $2,400 per joint filer, and also married couples. Now, essentially, the payments were passed on the 27th of March, and you didn't start receiving money until mid-April. Trump and other Republicans say they want the money to the American people as soon as possible. So hopefully, instead of that waiting anywhere from 2.5 weeks, hopefully payments can start to be released in the next week or so. Now, what is some other pertinent information? Now, Republicans say there will be a second stimulus check. However, the summary, the amount, the payment, the eligibility, all that criteria, no one essentially knows. Now, if any information coming from this is true, there'll be a one-time $1,200 stimulus check, okay? And again, that's for individuals, the $24 for joint filers and married couples. Then again, that $500 per dependent under the age of 75. Now, and again, the criteria, if you earn less than $75,000 for single people, for individuals, or if you are married or a joint filer, $150,000, you will receive a $1,200 second stimulus check, okay? Now, the first stimulus check phased out about $5 every $100 of adjusted gross income above those income limits up until $99,000 a year of your adjusted gross income for individuals, and $198,000 for married and joint filers. Now, Steve Mnuchin, who is negotiating the stimulus package on behalf of the White House, is not a member of Congress, and therefore will not vote on the stimulus package. However, the president can veto the new stimulus package, which is why Senator Republican wants to show a united front when they introduce this new stimulus package. Since the CARES Act, there have been countless proposals about stimulus checks, including keeping the $1,200 one-time stimulus checks to a $2,000 a month, as I said before in some of my other updates. Previously, McConnell suggested that a second stimulus check may also be available to Americans who earn up to $40,000, and that would solely be it. But that is not on the table. This money is going out for everybody. And again, as a reminder, we have to understand that I believe it's the 27th of March that the $600 per week for unemployment is going to end. But the Democrats are proposing $600 a week until January 31st of 2020, okay? January 31st of 2020. I think they mean 2021. So the information from some of my sources, they had 2020, but I think everyone is copying everybody. It's 2021. So the end of next year, January, okay? Now, Republicans do not want to support the continuation of $600 per week for unemployment. Rather, they want somewhere $200 per week or $100 per week, okay? Now, the Democrats, under the HEROES Act, would extend $600 a week unemployment benefits through January 31st, 2021. The HERO Act also includes additional unemployment benefits for independent contractors and gig workers. For example, through March 2021, Senator Roy Whitten said, also a plan to extend unemployment benefits that would base the duration amount of unemployment benefits in a particular state based on the state unemployment rate, okay? So as far as any additional funding, the Republicans are saying no additional funding. The Democrats have said yes, $1 trillion additional funding, because the Republicans are proposing a $1 trillion second stimulus package, whereas though the Dems are proposing a $2.2 trillion. So there's a lot of other monies for small businesses, essential workers, healthcare workers, nurses, etc. Right? Even online school teachers, and those who are risking their lives to go in and teach our kids their education. Now, Republicans and Democrats differ drastically over state and local aid. Okay, where the Dems, they want to put money in everybody's pocket, where the Republicans are only trying to put money in large corporations, individuals like you and I, and other pertinent and what they refer to as essential and critical work positions and environments. So that's what we need to understand. So either way, they're negotiating on how much. They're not negotiating on if they will do it. They all are agreeing. This is the great news here. They all are agreeing that they will do it, okay? But they need to hurry up and negotiate so people can get the money that they need for their lives, okay? The longer they negotiate, the longer people go without this money. All right, so the Democrats, the HEROES Act include $1 trillion of state and local aid. They're going to give $500 billion to state governments. They're going to give $375 billion to local governments, and they're going to give $75 billion for territories, tribes, and oversight. Okay, when it comes to student loans, Republicans are proposing zero. The Democrats are proposing $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. I know that is phenomenal for a lot of you guys. $10,000 of student loan forgiveness from the Democrats, but the Republicans are offering zero. Okay, so school funding. Now the Republicans are offering $105 billion, while the Democrats are offering $430 billion. Okay, then it says, what could be inside this new stimulus package? Well, some of the proposal and introductions to this new bill, or rather an continuation of CARES Act 2, or the HEROES Act, which the Dems are pushing. Vaccine research at $26.3 billion. Coronavirus testing at $25 billion. Defense budget at $21.3 billion. Farmers, $20 billion. Community health centers, $7.6 billion. And social distancing work training at $1.3 billion. So let's go back over there. When we talk about vaccine research, we're talking about giving these private organizations more money to do more research, more testing, so we can find either a cure or vaccines that create antibodies to rid of us this coronavirus, so we can get back to a normal state of our lives. Then coronavirus testing, that money's going to go throughout the states, so they can come up with, implement new ways of testing more quickly, more accurately, etc. And then for the farmers are hurting because they are burning their crops. They are burying their crops, okay? Because we are a nation of consumers, and we consume a lot. And you would think because we're at home that we would be consuming more food, or we would buy more food, but for some strange reason, it's the opposite. Because restaurants are closing down, grocery stores have reduced their hours. So a lot of the produce, the fresh vegetables and fruits and things of that nature, grocery stores and restaurants are not buying in the same quantity. And some restaurants are simply not open, so they're not buying any at all. Meaning there's a huge backlog of fresh veggies, fruits, and even some meat products that people are not buying at the same rate and ratio that we once were pre-COVID-19. When it comes to community health centers, these are some of the first places that people go rather than go to a hospital. Because a saying once I heard before was, if you want to get sick, go to the hospital. If you want to get sick, go to the hospital, because that's where sick people go, right? But essentially, if we have more money in community health centers, then we could absolutely go there, get tested, get treatment, and then come back home, and then wait this 2 weeks out until the coronavirus gets out of our system, if we're so lucky, okay, if we're so blessed. So that could be a huge boost in neighborhood and communities where we don't have to all go and overload the nurses and doctors at a hospital. We can go right to our own community health centers. So I actually like that proposal. When it comes to social distancing work training, that is going to be implemented on every level of the nation, federal, state, and local, whether it be a private organization, nonprofit organization, federal organization, state organizations, schools. It doesn't even matter, because there are some. I just read a report on CNN today, and they saying 101 of the largest school districts are opening up for students to return to school. So that money can help them to expand, to come up with new constructions and standards of how they will show social distance. Because unfortunately, most things in America, it doesn't matter what you do. You don't even need anything tangible that you can touch. Just someone's thought costs money, right? A consultant, they just give you ideas, okay? They try to walk you in other directions that you may be stuck in one spot. Essentially, this is giving you their thought. So even that costs money. So again, I like that one as well, because sometimes we need a new, fresh way of thinking. Anyway, that is your stimulus check update for today, ladies and gentlemen. Learn money and be inspired. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, I encourage you to subscribe. You guys have a great and wonderful weekend. I'm out.